I'm Trent, and this is Vision Prepared. Good evening, everyone. How's everybody doing this evening? Thank you for bearing with me. And had some lighting issues, had some computer issues, but we're gonna keep it going on. Can everybody hear me? Can I get a 5x5 for those in the chat to make sure that I am coming in loud and clear? Thank you very much, Triple Threat. How's everybody doing today? Everybody having a good hump day for Wednesday? Sorry about the lighting. I thought it would be lighter out here in the 3-season room. I was going to do it down in the lower level, but I didn't want to risk poor internet connection. So we will do what we do and do it from here. Thank you, Naj. Tori's Brain Games, good to see you. Hillbilly Chicken Ranch, I appreciate you. Mrs. Channel, Triple Threat, who else we got in the house? Guns, and we'll do what we do. This is one of the things that we have to do every now and again is surprise people and get on here and talk to folks. And I'm going to try to keep this to 1 hour because I don't want to take up everybody's precious time, but I appreciate everybody being here. And I'm actually running with a little less computer equipment because I was running my mouth over at the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch instead of doing my due diligence. Audrey's Living Life, welcome. Glad to see everybody here. And we're going to talk, we're going to have a Q&A session. And of course, my special guest is a very, very good friend of mine that is my ride and die. And, we have become good friends. And I'm going to bring her up here without any further ado. And we do what we do. And Ms. Triple Threat herself, how are you?
Hello, everyone. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Doing well. Thank you. Thank you for jumping on here. And actually, folks, this live is for you guys. Urban Gardening Chronicles, I see you. We'll have a discussion. And you can ask questions about preparedness. And, we can talk current events, which I normally don't like to. But I will address them the best I can based on the YT policies. So the channel does not get shut down or strike, which to me it doesn't matter because I'm not here trying to make money. I'm just here to help. So for those of you that may not know Triple Threat, give us a brief background of yourself there, please, Miss 3T, while I grab my coffee.
Well, my name is Tarsha. I am the owner of Triple Threat Firearms and Defense that I own with my kids. Um, three of my kids are owners of the business, and I started this business maybe, gosh, well, what is it, 2022? But I started my
Yes, ma'am,
business.
2022.
Sorry, but I started my
You're
business
fine.
2021, and due to my disability, I decided to take up firearm training since I'm unable to work anymore. I was working in law enforcement as a probation officer, and I just decided that I need to up my skills and provide these skills to others as well. And my main focus is women, but I do train men as well, but my main focus is women. So I offer basic firearm training, defense training, concealed
Okay.
carry, and a class that focuses mainly on women's self-defense and handgun training. And I touch on first aid, CPR, stop the bleed, and I'm certified in first on the scene as well. And I focus on situational awareness and conflict avoidance because a lot of times you can save yourself from being in a situation by having situational awareness and avoiding conflict.
That's very. So as y'all know, she's got a long resume and she's very good at what she does. Um, Actually, and here's my shameless plug, and that's it. Before we get into Q&A, here at Vision Preparedness, we are planning a bug out weekend for the spring of 2023. More details to come. Hey, what's going on, Fed Up American? And we are going to have a weekend where folks can come in. We're going to camp out. We're going to have some classes that we're going to teach, and it is all 99 free. Everything is free. All you need to do is show up with your food, your gear, your preps, and camp out with us for the weekend. We'll have some classes. Tarsha is going to teach a class. Some of my other guys are going to teach a class, and I myself am going to teach a class. So we're looking forward to it. We'll be putting out more information about that as we get everything finalized. So Q&A preparedness. With everything that's going on in the world and craziness, we all have to be prepared. Everybody's preparing, have been prepared first and foremost. First thing I'll tell you, if anybody tells you they're prepared for everything, turn around and run from them because they're lying. They're not prepared for everything.
Yeah.
With that, hey, Wolfgang, how are you? With that, we do what we can. And that's what I tell everybody. I don't prep for it. And I'm not going to. I was talking to somebody a while ago talking about, well, what about nuclear explosion or whatever? I said, well, I'm not prepping for that. I'm not buying gas masks and all that mess. I'm going to just hunker down in my house and I'm going to wait it out. That's why we prep. My castle is my home, and I will prepare accordingly. So like I tell everybody, do what you can where you're at. Prep for what you want and what you need. As far as food goes, we're like, well, what should I buy? Buy what you eat. Store what you eat. Use what you eat. Prep for it. I have a prep room, I have a pantry, and I have, a corner with nothing but snacks and cookies and all that stuff that I go eat because I love sweets. And I got plenty of that stuff for the way. That triple threat, she can attest to that. She's talked to me many times, and I'm sitting there eating cookies and Twinkies and everything else under the sun. So with that, folks, let's get a Q&A from you guys. And by the way, Tarsha, what's the one thing that you would say is your number one important prep?
Water.
What's your most important prep?
I would
Okay.
say water.
Water. That's correct, folks. We need water. We have to have water. Food, water, shelter. Top 3 preps. And I'm paying zero attention to chat, and bad on me because I can't talk and read at the same time. So I'm going to rely on my amazing guest. And if any of my moderators are here to raise a question that somebody may have put. So what are you concerned with? Doesn't have to be what you prep for, but in these days and times, what are you preparing for that may be a concern? I personally, like myself, I won't prep for nuclear. I won't do it. I just won't.
You won't.
And that's my decision.
Yeah. Well, I do have something for nuclear, but I'm just going to give myself a fighting chance with what I have. Yeah. Vision, you there? Oh, your laptop just crashed. Can you all hear me? Okay, you can hear me. Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. Yeah. Audrey's Living Life said, "What do you have?" I have a couple of gas masks, but I do need to get more for the entire family. I have the iodine pills. Um, I have some of the suits, but I'm thinking they're not the actual nuclear suits that I should have. So I'm going to research on getting some of those nuclear suits for me and the kids. But my biggest one for nuclear is the gas mask. The Myra has suits. Yeah, those are the ones that I want to get. The Myra ones, because I do have the Myra gas mask. I have I can't think of the number for it, but it's the one with the 2 eyes in it that looks like a scary creature. And I have the filters for them as well. And I haven't opened them up at all. Yeah, I'm worried about earthquakes and tornadoes also because I heard that there will be some earthquakes in the Midwest and the East Coast coming this year. And it's funny that someone mentioned that to me because here in Georgia, We actually had an earthquake in North Georgia, maybe a month or so ago. Um, Fed Up Americans say you have two Russian, two Czech NATO version, and one Polish version. And I heard about those from the different countries. Check those and make sure those are just not collectible items, because I heard some of those could be just collectible items and not for actual um um
For use.
for use.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for holding it down while my laptop decided to shut down and say, we need to do something here.
Right. And the tornado shelters, um I I know I've been researching about underground bunkers here, and two of my range buddies, we have pinpointed it to the VA here in my city, and they don't want to tell nobody, but we have determined that that's where it's at because of certain markers out on the property of the VA.
Hmm. Yeah, and Mad Dogs Ford says he has just about everything that I need for his homestead, include chainsaw, wood mill, hand drilling, well system,
Mhm.
recombinated generator system, small septic tank, and a large travel trailer. Exactly, and that is what it's about, being self-sustainable. The one thing that I have been doing lately is collecting hand tools, saws, hand drills, hammers, things like that, tools that we don't use on a regular basis because we're so reliant on power tools and electric and cordless and all that stuff. What happens if the grid goes down? Right.
You absolutely get those hand tools.
Yep, exactly. And the other thing is fuel. And I have contemplated this and thought about it. Sure, we can get 55-gallon drums of fuel and add, additives to it to keep it stable, but that's still only going to last a certain amount of time.
Right.
It may be 6 months at the best. So, is it really worth storing? I don't know. That's, the call everybody's going to have to make. Um, if that's what you're prepping. On a homestead, I can definitely see it. Even out here where I'm at, I can see storing, fuel for different things that are needed around, the homestead, the farm, your house, whatever, but it's only going to last uh, so long.
And that's where you need to be thinking about where you can get more at if something ever happens.
Right. Turning Gun said, I'm so over prepared. My neighbors are over prepared. And it's, if that's the case, then that's a good feeling. Like
Right.
I tell everybody, well, I'm prepped. Okay. Then I'll start going down the list, naming off stuff. And they're like, oh, I said, yeah, now go back and fill in holes or where you're lacking or something, you may need to add more to or get or replace.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The one thing that I'm working on with my group of folks is communications. And I'm not going to go into too much detail, um, other than that's something we're working on. We have, and we're getting ready to scale it.
Right. And Turning Gun said y'all should be talking about moving your garden inside or something, maybe. I don't
Yep.
know.
No,
Yeah,
you're right. Go ahead, Tarsha. I'm sorry.
yeah, that's something that we were just talking about. And Vision has moved some of his garden inside, but I always start gardens inside as well, so I know how to maintain them. But I don't know if anyone else has decided to move some of their garden inside or not. Has anyone else in the chat has thought about moving their garden inside?
So I'm dealing with some
Wow.
BS here. If I got any mods that are in, could you take care of that, please?
Donna took care of it.
Thank you, Donna. Is what it is. Anyway, yes, I bought in. We had a freeze warning the other night, so I bought in my herb plants and I covered my pepper plants, my sweet potatoes, and what else? Squash. And what I'm going to do, I have sweet potatoes and peppers in a planter that I bring in my herbs, and I put them all in my 3-season room. And I have some pepper plants out there that I have to dig up and bring those in the house as well. But yeah, those are some of the things we have to go and do during the winter. Bring in your fall plants, especially if you have pepper plants and things like that. They'll grow indoors. Yeah. Wolfgang says, wife and I live in a small apartment. We grow cherry tomatoes in 5-gallon buckets. Absolutely. And you know, that's what we have to do.
And Urban Garden Chronicles said inside gardening means gnats, which you can try to combat that. But she said she's moving to the soilless indoors and using garage for overwintering in that grow tent. But yeah, they have that hydroponic grow system that you can purchase to grow some of your garden.
Right, absolutely. And that's a very good idea. Thank you, Urban Garden Chronicles. Yeah, use your garage with that. You got plants that are coming in. If you have gnats, use it.
Yeah.
And even Audrey's living life. She said she has a grow tent. Right. So we can grow things year round, which is what we need to do anyway. Regardless of what part of the country you live in, unless you happen to be in an area where it's warm year round, grow year round. Bring stuff indoors and grow indoors.
Yeah. And I can do things inside the garage as well. Yeah.
Right, exactly. Same here. You know, Magic says, bought in some potted peppers and strawberries and mint plants a few days ago. They're in his garage. In his grow room till his grow room's completed. Right. We need to be growing food year round. That's the only way we're going to be sustainable, because whatever is coming down the pike or whatever they decide to do with the food, do to the food, you know, we can still maintain and grow our own food. You know,
and Hillbilly Chicken Ranch said you can hand cross pollinate with cotton swabs.
There you go. Now, I'll be the first to tell you, I know zero about gardening other than I can grow something and I'll put it in the ground and watch it grow. Now, as far as cross pollinating and all that, I don't know how to do that with plants. So I learned today. I had cucumbers that grew this summer that were freaking amazing, that I never knew you needed male and female plants to pollinate them to grow cucumbers. And Mother Sparks was laughing at me because I was like, my cucumber plants are 12 feet long and no cucumbers. And she walked me through that, and I took a picture, sent it to her. She said, "Well, you got male plants right there. You need females with it." And she told me what they should look like. And then shortly after that, I was out there again checking, and I saw what looked like a female flower and took a picture of her and sent it to her. I said, "Is this a girl?" She was like, "Yes, that's a girl. You're good now." And next thing I know, I had 4, 5, 6 dozen of cucumbers that I gave away. Yeah. But those are the things we learn. Attic can be a grow room. Just don't. Yeah, exactly. Yep. And normally, the attic is, I don't know about the wintertime, one of the warmest rooms in the house because heat rises. So I would say yes. So, those are the things to think about and go from there. Magic says his prepping overflow room is upstairs. He's getting quite the workout. Yeah, and mine's the opposite. Mine's downstairs, so I get the workout.
Yeah. And have other preparedness items as your food storage. Anyone store their food in Mylar bags and 5-gallon buckets?
Yep, I do. I've got much 5-gallon Mylar buckets stored away and put away.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Mad Dogs Ford says he's gotten over 3,000 ebooks free on homesteading and everything else that you can use to survive. That's true. So I'm glad you mentioned that, Mad Dog, because I have a lot of those same ebooks and stuff that I store on a tablet that everything is offline. I don't need to connect to the internet to access that information. And it's all on that tablet, and that tablet is charged. It stays charged. It's used for nothing else other than having important documents and go-to and how-to stuff on it. Yeah, absolutely. That's what we have to do.
Right.
Because this day and age, what happens if the internet goes out? Half the country is going to lose their mind, and that's okay. But those are the things we have to think about. And was it Magic? Yeah, Magic said, he's working on his own local network in case, right? And that's exactly what I've done. I have a closed loop local area network here on my property. That's absolutely right, Magic.
And Donna Divine Prepping says she does the Mylar with 5-gallon buckets and canning a lot like crazy. That's awesome.
Yep, that is. And that's what you folks, you got to can. If any of y'all saw my mini prep last Friday, focused on nothing but meat. And I canned all of that meat over the weekend and put some in vacuum seal bags and threw it in my freezer as well. But that's what you have to do. And if you can catch it on sale, buy one, get one free, it's worth it.
And turning guns, why would you say no use trying to store food? I don't understand that.
Who?
Turning Gun said no use trying to store food. You need to have food and water.
I don't understand the context.
Yeah.
Who said don't?
Turning
no
Gun.
use trying to store.
Yeah,
I know. I'm trying to understand his context.
Yeah.
Everybody needs food.
Yeah, unless you just a wild man living in the woods and only rely on foraging, killing,
right, and hunting,
and eating them.
Right.
But everybody needs to have food. Everybody needs to have water.
Absolutely. And you're right, Mad Dog. You have to have a library. I have a library, just in case, medical, wilderness survival, DIY stuff, paperback books as well. You're absolutely right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, you may have been at this for a long time, but not everybody. So redundancy is very important. So we repeating something that may be something simple to you,
Hmm.
and others is their first time understanding is time they need to be um stocking up on food and water.
Right.
Everybody may not be on your level, and you can't insult people because
And,
you are
and
past it.
right. And no foul, no harm. We're good. Everything's good. And, I understand you meant no disrespect. That's fine. Everybody are at different levels.
Yeah, everybody is
Um,
at different levels.
and that's exactly what I try to do is meet people where they're at.
Right. And we
Um,
repeating something
yeah,
simple is necessary. Like I said,
correct.
redundancy. Keep
Yep.
repeating so it can stick in people's minds. And it may just be something simple as getting food, rice, flour,
Right.
beans, pasta, peanut butter, water. So those are important things that people need to have. And it can just be that simple little items that can save someone's life.
That's
And
right.
they can put that away and something happened and they'd be like, wow, Vision just told me about this a month ago and now we actually need it.
Right. I see you, Ghetto. How you doing? Thanks for joining.
Hi,
Appreciate you.
Ghetto.
My what I learned a long time ago was my dad always taught me. He said, if you think you know everything, you've stopped growing. And when something stops growing, what happens? It dies. So, I learn every day, and I've been at this a good bit, and we all have, but I learn from everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'll admit it. I am not a gardener by no means, but I know how to grow food. And
Right.
if I have questions, I have people I can rely on and call. And that's what it's all about at the end
And
of the day.
and I'm a beginner gardener. I just started this spring. Well, actually during the winter I started my seedlings indoors. So this is my first year growing a garden and it was truly a success.
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
it shocked me that wow, I can actually grow all this food for my family.
right,
And I just learned a lot of stuff just by listening to people on YouTube in the homesteading and gardening community. So um everybody is on different levels, but I wasn't into gardening. I always wanted to, but it just wasn't in my plans because I always lived mainly in the city. But
hmm,
me moving back to closer to my hometown, and I was like, wow, I don't want to go back to the city after being disabled. I'm like, I don't want to go back there. And I said, we have 95 acres. Tarsha,
right.
you need to go back home. You need to go back
Uh-huh.
home. Land is gold. That
Yes, it
land has
is.
been sitting out there for 36 years, and I'm going back.
Right. That's
And
like
I'm
my grandfather used to
only a
say.
few miles away from my land. So
Hmm.
I said I'm gonna try my gardening out in my backyard where I am now, and it was successful. So I know when I get to my location and have to clear the land, I'm gonna start my homestead. I love farm animals because that's how I grew up on the farm out there. Um,
Right. My
and
grandfather used to always tell us,
huh?
they don't make dirt anymore.
Right. If you
In
don't
other words, buy the land.
exactly. If
Yeah.
you have land, you have a way of survival
Right.
if you
You
have
know,
your own land.
yeah, Mad Dog said he's gonna learn how to blacksmith. Dude, I've been looking at that and I was like, that would be actually pretty cool to learn how to blacksmith.
Right.
But you know, I just never got around to it.
Yeah.
You
But
know.
I grew up in the country on a farm.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up with military background and law enforcement background from my mother and my father, so I can survive. I'm in law enforcement. I know how to operate a firearm, multiple firearms, and have preparedness skills as well. So I can survive out there.
Right.
I'm not your
Exactly.
typical female.
Right. Random JL, good to see you. Glad you stopped on by. Do me a favor, folks. Hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Hit the thumbs down. I don't care. We'll just
Yeah.
see what the YouTube algorithms do.
Right.
And they've been acting crazy, and I have been unsubscribed from a lot of channels. So go back and check through your list, folks, and make sure everybody is
Right.
subscribed. Welcome, Faith and God, Faith and Feathers. Good to see you.
Yep.
Did you feed everybody that needed to be fed? But you know, one of the other things that we're working on is, like I said earlier, communications. Communications is key. What happens if, and I'm going to talk worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, no electric, grid is down, boom. No cell phones, no electric. How you going to communicate with friends and family? What's your plan? One thing that I say is, if something like that happens, my people already know what to do and where they're supposed to be.
Right.
Period. Whether we're communicating or not, they know what to do.
Absolutely.
You know, and key to that is learning. And what Fang just said, I can't click buttons to save my life. Learning is knowledge. Absolutely. I learn something new every day.
Right. Every
And
day, learn
every
something
day,
new.
learn something
Every
new.
day. And if you're not willing to learn something new every day, if that's on you, if you want to stay stagnant. But I'm not trying to stay stagnant.
No, absolutely not. What
Right.
Mad Dog say? Mad Dog, you're nailing it, dude. Every time that I re-enlisted, I took a different MOS. Right. I have several different MOSs when I retire from the military. Excellent. That's right. You learn something new every time you re-enlisted. And that's what we have to do, folks. We've got to learn something new every day.
Absolutely. And I
Yes.
do that from all these different channels that I do sub to.
Exactly. Same here. Even if it's a topic, you know, that I don't call myself proficient in, like raising chickens. You know, I was going to get chickens this year, but I couldn't find a chicken coop. And I wasn't going to spend the time to build one. I just wasn't. My time is more valuable than that. And I couldn't find a chicken coop to buy, so no chickens. So we'll try it again next spring and see what happens. I want chickens. I'm going to look into goats. I want lambs, and I'm going to increase the size of my garden.
Absolutely.
Right, right. And Bougie said, you know, you need to have a plan. You need to have a plan ahead of time. Can't do everything afterwards. Right. Absolutely, absolutely. But you know, that's what it's all about. We plan our work and we work our plan.
Yep.
You know. So what other questions do you guys have? And I'm horrible at trying to keep up with the chat and talk at the same time.
Goats are nature's lawnmower.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. They trying to put John Deere out of business. Right. Audrey's living life said we need to have as many skills as possible. Correct. You are absolutely right. And that's one reason why I just decided to do a live. Let's just talk questions, because I talk to my group, people in my group all the time, and I can talk all day long about topics. Um, like one of the things we got going on next spring. I was talking to one of my guys about, where, what, when, and why. And he came up with some stuff that I never even thought about. And I was like, that's a good idea.
Right.
Yeah. Who's it? This is Perceptive Strategics. Yeah. Good to see you too. Welcome. Extremely cautious regarding prepping. None of my neighbors are of the mindset of prepping. Things could get out of hand quickly here. You know what? I understand that. And here's what I started doing. When I first started prepping, and because I had neighbors that were just flat out nosy. So when I would go and, pick up food and all of that stuff, I would never let them see me taking the stuff out of my vehicle. I would open up my garage and pull my car in and unload it from the garage directly into the house. And that's what I did. And then there were times where if I couldn't, I would leave it in the car until it got dark. And then I would take it in the house. But yeah, I'm with you. You have to be careful of the neighbors that may say, hey, you got all that, we're coming over there. And now you have a situation on hand where you're going to have to handle it in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
But you're absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Absolutely.
Who has 32 chickens? Faith and Gardening, you have chickens? You got 32 chickens. Faith and Feathers has chickens. Okay. Okay. Yeah. See, I'm going to talk to you in the spring, because I have a whole lot of questions about chickens.
The Hillbilly Chicken Ranch, she just dispatched, how many chickens was it? Her and her husband just processed their own chickens.
She did. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
And Box has a question. So, two things to answer your question. The question is, this may be a dumb question, but will walkie-talkies work if the grid goes down? First, if the grid goes down, meaning the electrical grid crashed, or if there was an EMP. If there's an EMP, because one has never been gone off and fully tested in the United States, if an EMP goes off, it's going to attack all electronics that are running or plugged in. You can get a Faraday cage, you can get a Faraday bag to keep your walkie-talkies in, but that's why you hear all the preppers talking about ham radios. Because if the grid goes down, ham radios or an EMP attack, ham radios are still going to work. And that's the beauty of a ham radio. And I am no expert by far, but I have a couple guys in my group that are. Mm-hmm. And that's what we're all learning. But to answer your question, ham radios will still operate, or any type of electronic device that is kept in a Faraday bag or a Faraday cage. They will still be working.
Right.
More than those two, I don't know what I could do. Okay, well, there you go. 7 chickens. Mad Dog, he has, why does this keep jumping? He has 7 chickens. And yeah, if you're near me and need laying hens, keep me in mind. Shoot me an email, Faith and Feathers, because I may need to take a road trip. And go from there. What was that? Fed Up American said guinea pigs are a pain in the butt. They pick at his car when it's washed because they see shadows. Wow.
Yeah, but I like
that's
it.
Interesting.
I like guineas. You have them around to keep pests away on
Yes,
the
right.
farm, and we had
Okay.
plenty of them.
Right. Right. See, that's another thing. I know nothing about guineas. That's why I'm getting dogs. But guineas apparently keep pests away on the farm, correct?
Yep.
Oh, so now I'm a guinea, huh? Trent, Lenny, and Squiggy. They're noisy. All righty then. That's funny, Faith and Feathers. That's funny. So Mad Dog says if you have a metal pole barn grounded in all four corners, right? If you want to save in middle as possible, take batteries out, everything should be fine. We do tests like that. Yes, I have a metal barn and it is grounded on all four corners. And I pulled out batteries and all that stuff. Yes.
Yeah.
Would you say Faith and Feathers? They're cute in that. What in the hell is that? Right, exactly. I have no clue what they are. And
You just let them free range. You don't
okay,
really try to close them in with the chickens or anything. You just let them do their thing.
okay. We get our hens laying already from Kentucky. Okay. Thank you, Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. But yeah, I know nothing about livestock, but I'm gonna learn because I want hen laying chickens. I want to go out and collect eggs every morning and do what I do. And when they get past the point of laying, then they become dinner.
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah. And
Well, they
and
got
I
the laying hens are just for the eggs, and then you have the
correct.
chickens.
Meat chickens, correct.
You have the meat chickens.
Right.
'Cause they say the laying hens are a little tougher, but you want the
I
meat chickens.
right. And yeah. I hear you, Mad Dog. I took that by choice. I get it. I know you have. I like you said, every time you re-enlisted, there was an issue. Sound. What sound what? Can you hear me, Tarsha?
I can hear you.
Okay. Not sure what you're talking about, Donna, but that's okay. Very loud.
Yep, they
But
are.
they are great for removing bugs.
That's the
What do you
way.
mean loud? What type of noise do these things make? I mean,
Just loud, squeaky noise.
okay. All right.
Mhm.
Okay. Guineas is a small yard bird known for being an alarm. Okay. Well, that's good. So if anything comes around, they just go ballistic, I'm assuming.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. There we go. Hillbilly Chicken Ranch says you need an all around bird for laying or eating. Most chickens are dispatched at 10 weeks or before they start laying eggs. Okay, see, that's good to know. Thank you, Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. See, I'll be the first to admit I know nothing about raising livestock. The best thing I can raise and the thing that I've counted on are dogs. And I got two pups coming that are going to be absolutely awesome. I
Yeah.
can't wait.
This year will be my first time having a German Shepherd.
Yeah, nice. Magic says stock up on meat and jerky early. About had sticker shock. Had to use credit. Hey, I'm with you. When I went in the store and saw that buy one get one free, I was like, oh, thank you, Lord. And I start filling up the cart. People were looking at me like I was crazy. And I said, yeah, I got a lot of people to feed for a long time. Yeah.
Right.
And that's the thing, folks. Dehydrate, make jerky if you can. Who was that? I have some London broil, and I picked that up, and somebody said that makes excellent jerky. And I was like, oh, okay. So I'm gonna throw some in the dehydrator and see how that works.
Yeah.
Yep. Fed up American, his parents get Cornish crosses. Right. I'm assuming that's Cornish hens. I don't know. What were you gonna say, Tarsha?
I was going to go to another subject.
Okay, go right ahead.
On preparedness Q&A.
Mm-hmm.
Do you
Mm-hmm.
have your heating sources, and how would you keep your power going? Do you have your generators or the solar generators?
Good question. And to the short to your question is all of the above.
Well,
and I'll leave it at that.
I know a
Yes.
lot of people don't believe in having the gas or the propane generators, but I do have the dual
Mm-hmm.
generator. I'm not tossing it aside just to have a solar, but I do have solar as well. But
Right.
if I have the fuel for the dual generator,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to use that till I run out,
Mm-hmm.
and use my solar as well. So
Exactly.
I feel like it's best to have both.
Absolutely. All the above. I have backups to my backups, and here, I'm fortunate enough. I have a wood burning fireplace upstairs and a wood burning stove downstairs.
Mhm.
And I can stack that wood burning stove, fill that thing up, and it'll heat up the whole house.
Yeah.
And basically, I have an unlimited supply of wood. If y'all can see my background, that's all that's out there
Trees
is
and
trees. Yes, I've been cutting wood for forever and have it stacked, and that's what you have to do. Topped his tank, but did not replenish any of
said
my
she finally
reserves of
got
gas.
her electric blanket and have the Mr. Heater, but I will use layering clothes first.
Exactly right. Mr. Heaters work well indoors.
Yeah.
If you can stock up on those propane cylinders. But yeah, I'm with you. I would use an electric blanket too, but layers of clothes is first line of defense
Yeah.
until the temperature
I
drops
don't
to a
have
certain point.
Yeah, I don't have electric blanket, but I do have the Mr. Buddy heater and
Uh-huh.
several tanks for it, multiple
Yep.
tanks, and several
Yep.
blankets and the wool blankets as well.
Yep.
But
I've
usually
got
wool.
tons of wool blankets. Yes.
Yeah.
And the good thing about wool blankets, even if they get wet, they will still keep you warm. And
And Magic said you got a splitter, of course, I hope.
Yes, sir. I have a 31-ton wood splitter. Absolutely. Yes. Without a doubt. Yes. I would probably be sitting here either dead or with like 9 tubes of oxygen and blood and nitrogen running through my body. But yes, I have a wood splitter, which makes the difference. For me, that's a game changer with a wood splitter. That is the game changer. I can go cut down a tree and have that thing split in a couple hours. Fed Up American, he has a gas generator only. He's working on solar power next. Absolutely. And same here. Audrey's Living Life said, went to the surplus store for blankets. Absolutely. Absolutely. Surplus stores, you can find wool blankets and all that gear there without a doubt.
Right.
One of my suppliers that we get, our medical supplies from had wool blankets. And I think I bought a skid of them. I bought a skid of wool blankets, and they went within less than 3 weeks. All of them gone. So, keep wool blankets, folks.
Right.
And as Wolfgang says, nothing like the OD Green wool blanket. That's absolutely right.
Right.
Absolutely right. Yes. What and Magic said almost stopped in Goodwill, but I'm broke, spent enough today. Hey, partner, I'm with you. But yes, you can find some treasures in the Goodwill secondhand stores, all of that, thrift stores. Ain't no shame in my game. I go in there looking for two things: tools and appliances. And if I come across wool blanket, I'm taking it.
Mm-hmm.
Without a doubt. I am taking the blanket for sure. Uh-oh. Is she talking to me or is she talking to a guinea? South Carolina. Nope, sorry, not close at all. I appreciate the offer. I am not close. That would be, I'm in Ohio. So, yeah, that would not be a day trip. And the chickens probably would not last the trip home. But
Right.
thank you anyway, Faith and Feathers. I appreciate you. Uh, look up how to build a gasifier. You can run a lot of things with it. Okay, Mad Dogs, Forge. I'm gonna dig into that. I'm mostly a gasifier. Never heard of it, but I'm gonna do my homework on it.
Right. All awesome tips and advice. We can all do research and find out if that's something that we would like to use.
Exactly. So thank you, Donna, for mentioning that. Um, Spring Bug Out Weekend 2023. We're putting together a bug out weekend. And I talked about this, I think, at the beginning of the live, but I'll mention it again. We're pinning down a location where anybody in the country can come up and hang out for the weekend and test out your preps, camp out, meet everybody, learn some stuff. We're going to have classes that we're going to be teaching. And Triple Threat is going to teach a class. I may even teach a class, and I have some other folks that are going to teach a class. And more information is going to come out and sign up when that does. One other thing I want to talk about is Operation Pocketbook. This idea came about from Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival. So we all know about all of the social media platforms censoring people, okay? Which is a shame, just like they do us here when we talk about certain things. So on October 30th at midnight, we're signing out of all social media. And for one day, no social media. I mean, literally log out of your social media. And let's see what that does to the algorithms, especially to where we're at right now. So that's something that I'm going to participate in. And other people that I know will participate in as well. You can if you like. That's just the way we're showing our support for freedom of speech. So there you go. Also, I'm working on a Ohio bug out day meet and greet. If you're in Ohio, close to Ohio, we're gonna meet for a day. We're gonna talk. We're gonna eat and just get to meet folks because there's some guys in my area that I want to meet because we need to know each other. And I've had several people reach out to me talking about people close to them and who's near them that they could reach out to, like-minded people. Some people I put in touch with other people that I know and go from there. But I'm with you, Wolfgang. I'm only on 2 social media platforms. I am on YouTube and I'm on Instagram. That's it. Pretty much everything else can kick rocks. But What's that? Fed Up America said you use wood to make flammable gas. Is that what a gasifier is? I'm assuming. I'm assuming that. So that's that's what we're going to be doing. That's what we're coming down the pike. We got some other stuff. I'm not going to talk about it yet because we're waiting to solidify it. But we got a lot of things coming down the pike that I think is going to help the community. And of course, for the bug out weekend, it's free. All you need to do is just show up, and everything is going to be free. You can bring your gear that you want to try out, tents and all that good stuff. Bring some food, and if you want to eat MREs, freeze dried, whatever, we're going to have one day that we're going to have food for everybody. Working with one of my guys in my group who just happens to do barbecue. So we're going to have a day where we just sit down and we all eat. So with that, what else amazing do you have to add, Triple Threat?
I know we're an hour in. I'm not sure how long.
That's
but
fine.
when
We're going to go a
to,
little bit longer.
because when it comes to preparedness, it can go on and on and on because it's so much to add. We're just really just scratching the surface of it.
Correct. Audrey's Living Life said, yeah, I learned about all these Ohio connections after I moved to Georgia. Well, I can say this to you, Audrey. One of the people on the screen in front of you is in Georgia. So you may want to make a connection there, and I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, she's not far from me.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
And Hillbilly Chicken Ranch, I can never click on what I need. Operation Pocketbook idea. Absolutely. We're signing off social media at midnight on October the 30th. Won't be no lives, won't be no videos, not doing nothing. I'm going to log out and go dark for a day. I'm going to spend time with my family. Who knows? I may go buy me another drone.
Yeah, everybody needs a drone, really. That's
Yes.
something that's on another level, but yeah, it's
Yep.
beneficial to have.
But that's what it is. Oh, my man, Auslander Jack. Good to see you. I am so glad to see you guys. If you haven't subscribed to his channels, Jack, type Vision and drop your link. This is a brother from another mother. This cat puts out amazing information from down under. And if you have not checked out his channel, please check out his channel and subscribe. He is an amazing prepper, and I need to get with you sometime, Jack, and have you on my channel because he just does phenomenal things down there with him and his group and his people. So make sure you guys check him out, please, 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 please. Other than that, any other questions? We're an hour and 10 minutes in, 11 minutes in, and I just wanted to, drop by and drop in and say hey to everybody. I will say this. I'm going to start putting out more content on Mondays and Tuesdays, and then have my lives on Thursdays. And of course, Mini Prep Friday drops every Friday. So we got a lot of things working out. Also, Wolfang, folks, check him out. We need to get him. I'm not sure. Last time I checked his channel, I think we need to get him to 500 subscribers. How is and Wolfang, how's your wife? I'm hoping she's home. And Hillbilly Chicken Ranch says she's in West Tennessee near Mississippi, Arkansas, Alabama, and Kentucky. Okay. Got to get ready for church. Much love, Faith and Feathers. Have a great evening. Thank you for dropping in, folks. If you haven't, hit the like button. Subscribe if you need to. Yesterday, awesome Wolf Fang. Thank you. Great. I'm so glad to hear that. And thanks for coming. Enjoy the rest of your day. Yes, indeed. Bougie, I added you to a group. And you need to go look at it because we're ramping up on what you talked about, what you asked. And I was talking with Matt. So we're working that out now. So you'll see some information in there. With that, you know, folks, it's all about making connections and with like-minded people.
And Bougie had asked a question about the drones. But we'll discuss that later about the drones because she's asked which ones would you recommend, because it's a lot of different ones out there. It depends, and the price it varies as well.
Yes. And when it comes to drones, I'm as extreme as they get. So we'll definitely talk about that later in one of our group chats. Because But drones, everybody should have at least one drone. Did Nightbot drop? Yes, it did, folks. So there's Auslander Jack's YouTube channel. Check him out and subscribe, folks. He's got some amazing information, not just about in his country, but it pertains to anybody and everybody, no matter what country you're in, because he's getting information that is much needed for everybody. Because what he sees down there is going to happen here too.
I will drop Wolf Fang's. Let me try to drop his link real quick.
Okay, thank you.
Someone said it didn't populate.
It didn't populate.
I just dropped it.
Uh-oh. Jeff Good. Good to see you, sir. He's purchased.
You're absolutely right, Jeff Good. I'm more on spending more to get better quality on the drones.
Yeah. Yep. Yes. And we can talk about that, and I'll share that with you on Sunday, sir, for sure. Mm-hmm. Okay. Any other questions? Because I have to be somewhere in exactly 30 minutes. But, you know, folks, I appreciate y'all dropping in. I just wanted to connect with everybody and just answer some questions. Yeah, I'm getting another drone, good quality drone, you know, with the 4 blades on it and so forth and so on. In the chat, Triple Threat just dropped Wolf Fang's channel. Folks, please check him out and subscribe to his channel. And let's help him out. He's a good guy. We've talked several times on the phone, and he's right here in Ohio as well. So, you know, that's where it is. And last words, Triple Threat. I'm going to give it to the lady before we sign off here.
Stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. I appreciate everybody here, and we will see you. I'm Trent, and this is Vision Preparedness.